Okay, hello everyone. Welcome to the panel 2 for the presentation round of Mudrex's Alpha Trading Quest Mid Prep event. Today we have with us Piyush sir. He's an alum from IIT and he's a quantitative researcher at Mudrex. He has also been a part of the entire event since the beginning. So, welcome, sir. Without any further ado, let's start off with the presentations. Team 16, please raise your hands. I'll give you access. Team 16. Yeah, okay. So I see Kritik Garg and Moni Swami. I'm handing the mic to both of them. So, uh, yeah, you can try presenting your screen. So, in that time, I'll brief you on the modalities we'll follow today. So 5 minutes of presentations and 5 minutes of Q&A. So after the fourth minute, there'll be a small buzzer, which will sound something like this. So after this buzzer, you are expected to. So after this 4 minutes, you are expected to finish up your uh, presentations in the next 1 minute. After that, Piyush sir will go ahead and ask you some questions in the next 5 minutes. After that, we are done. Okay. So I hope that Kritik and Monish, you are the only presenters from your college. If yes, then please share your screen. We can start when I give the cue. Monish and Kritik. Okay. So
There's one more presenter. Can you please let them?
yeah, please let him raise his hand, his or her hand. I'll give access. I can't see any raised hands yet. Kritik and Monish, you guys are the only people who had raised hands. But
Yes, they are joining in 30 seconds.
okay, you had some issues with your exams, right? We had
Yeah, we
scheduled.
had. Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Sure. Yeah, Vishal, I can see Vishal. Uh, I've given him access. Is anyone else joining? Hello.
No, no, that's it. That's it.
Okay. So when I give the cue, please start.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Piyush sir, please note this is team 16.
Yeah,
Okay. So team, you are good to go in three, two, one, now. Uh,
hi Monish, I can't hear you if you are speaking.
Good morning, sir. Am I audible?
Yeah, you are now. Hi Monish.
okay. I'll just do one thing. I'll restart the timer for you guys since there was some issue, mic issue on your end. So,
Yes.
Monish, please start when I give the cue. So your time will start when I say go.
Yes.
So yeah, uh, you can go to the initial state. Yeah. So three, two, one, go.
Good morning, everyone. On behalf from Team 16, going to present our board strategies. The board one strategy we used in the section of buying. We first check the trend. The trend is bullish. Again, with the condition we mentioned, like when price goes above the simple moving average. Here, simple moving average we first took means 200 for the longer duration, then optimize is 200, then 50, then finally we got a win ratio maximum in 44 moving average. Then we choose price greater than 44 simple moving average along with RSI closes down to 30. Means in a bullish trend, if a RSI closing down to 30, that means the trend is bullishness, and the and in bullish and in bullish region, the RSI is being RSI indicating that this asset is particularly oversold, which is a good spot to buy. Then in the selling region, we include two blocks in the or section. That is, first is RSI less than equal to 22, which act as a perseverance of our trade, means it will act as a stop loss. If in any case RSI closes down to 30 and it goes further down to and goes down to 22, that means our trade has been executed in a wrong direction, and we would exit with a minor loss. With the same, if it the trade goes in the correct direction, we have two blocks. If a price goes less than simple moving average, that means the trend is cooling off. In the If the trend is cooling off, then we would exit with taking the profits. Along with the second block is kept for RSI closes up 71. That means if a trend is in trend is a bullish continuation and RSI closes up 71, then we could exit accordingly. Our strategy positive is we achieved Mudrex score of 7. The highest profit was of 67% in a single trade. And the loss we covered in that single and another single trade was up to the maximum of 10% only. The Sharp ratio above 2 is considered good, which has been achieved in other board. In this board, we achieved 1.8 with average win loss of 9.25. The maximum drawdown of a capital was of maximum of 24.9%. The strategy drawback was one of that, due to implied volatility and the crypto market, the stop loss hunting was the main issue, and very less number of trades were took off in sideways market because RSI doesn't respond, because RSI responds better. RSI and simple moving average responds better in trendy market. The future improvement we can do is we can optimize our stop loss parameters so that we could take good trades, and in sideways market we can make a strategy for less time frame, means taking small trades of less time frame for better small profits.
Good afternoon, everyone. So I am here to discuss about the bot 2. So bot 2 is a more robust bot, and we are managing to cut off our losses by only 5% in the maximum loss. So we have three buy conditions. In the first buy condition, we are simply checking if the price is going above EMA, a 70 period EMA, and the RSI crosses up 40. In the second buy condition, we have an RSI window with RSI less than 34 on the period of 14 and RSI greater than 50 on the period of 45. So we are not taking the traditional RSI of less than 20 because we wanted to cut our stop losses by less than 5%. In the third buy condition, we are checking the cross of EMA period 20 greater than EMA 200. So I will just quickly tell the all the conditions and we'll finish it. And we are checking if the signal is valid by checking the if the price is going above 20 EMA, and we are confirming the signal by checking if the RSI is oversold. And for the sell, we have two simple conditions. First is an RSI window, and the second is similarly the EMA is going above the 70 EMA is going above the price, and RSI is in the traditional overbought category, so we are selling it. So that's it. Next slide. So this is extremely efficient bot, and we are achieving an highest profit of 45% in a single trade, with loss being cut down to only 5% uh, in a single trade, and the Sharp ratio is well above 2, which is very good, and more than 40% of the trades were won.
Okay, so your time ends now. Okay, so yeah, Piyush sir, if you have questions, please ask the team.
Hey guys, can you go to the first slide, the first strategy performance? Okay. So more than question, do you guys understand what implied volatility is and how is it different from volatility in general? Mm,
Vishal, would you like to answer?
okay, maybe not. So can you just tell me what volatility is?
So volatility means the change in means if a price is moving in a certain fashion and then it means from its mean it changes a lot at a particular time interval.
Yeah. So basically, the standard deviation of the returns of the price
Yes,
would
sir.
be volatility, right?
Yes, sir.
So implied volatility would now be very self-explanatory, right? It's implied, like it is predictive. It is for the future, right? So I didn't actually get what. So were you guys using any stop loss with this?
Yeah, so we didn't. We just only use with means with a trend going. Like if it's a means bullish close, and if RSI is less than equal to 22, in any case RSI goes
No, no,
down to
that's
30.
fine. That's fine. Stop loss is on the trade, right? Like you have an open trade. Did you
Yes,
guys
sir.
apply any stop loss to it?
Yes, sir.
Like,
If a trade is open, then we put an RSI less than equal to 22, which is a stop loss for the trade.
okay. So instead of that, you guys could have tried some like uh, flat or trailing stop loss. Did you experiment with that? Like for example, just 3% or 4%?
Yes, we experimented with the means in the take profit we trailed it to 5%, then to 8%, but it was not means the score means in one of them the score achieved the 7, but sharp ratio wasn't improving along with the means the profits.
Okay. Okay. And first of all, like in both the strategies, matlab, you guys have posted this highest profit 67% in a single trade. This is not a good metric to look at.
Yes, sir.
Why? I would tell you because highest profit of 67% would be one trade, right?
Yes,
Any
sir.
strategy with a good average profit per trade, maybe any strategy which has just like 4% or 3% of profit per trade would beat any bot with just one good trade, right? So this is not a good metric to look at. Do you guys know what Sharp ratio for the asset that you are trading is? How do you
Uh,
know 1.8 is a good Sharp?
so we means checked on the resources. It says that if it's an above 2, then it is good, and if it's between means 1.5 to 2, then it's an average performing.
Yeah. So in cryptocurrencies in general, you would want the Sharp closer to 2, which you already have achieved, which is fine because Bitcoin Sharp is only about zero point 0.8, so it's okay. Can you go to the second strategy, performance?
Yes, sir.
The next slide. Yeah. Um, yeah, more than 40% of trades were won. How many were losing trades? Do you remember?
So means approximately I guess 30 trades were taken in the 12-hour tick interval.
Okay.
30 to 34 means not
Okay.
exactly the number.
Okay. And like loss in a single trade is close to only 5%. Like this is the maximum loss in a single trade.
Yes, sir.
And you haven't mentioned the drawdown of this strategy.
Sir.
What was the drawdown of this strategy?
Uh, so we have to check it with the link.
It's fine. Like, was it like greater than the bot one or less than bot one?
So the drawdown was less than bot one.
Okay, that's good to know. Okay,
Yes.
I think that would be good enough. Also, did you try this bot two strategy on smaller tick intervals?
Yes, sir. We tried it, but the Mudrex score wasn't performing. It was less than 7. And
Hmm.
we also tried for one day. Then means in one day the trades were less, and also the highest profit was also means highest profit was means approximately the same, but the sharp ratio wasn't good. So we dropped that idea of
Okay,
taking the.
and what was the total number of trades for this strategy in the past year or whatever the backtesting period was?
So approximately, sir, 30 to 34, as I said, means the
Okay,
total
30
number of
to
trades.
34 trades throughout the year, so maybe just 2 to 3 trades a month.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, Piyush, sir, we have had the 5 minute
Yeah, sure. I think
interval
I'm done.
for Q&A. Okay, okay. So thank you, team. You can stop presenting and leave if you wish.
Thank you, sir.
So
Thank you.
yeah, I am removing you guys from stage. So in the meanwhile, team two, please raise your hands. Uh, team two, yeah, I see Smith, Rohit, and Himanshu. So will anyone else be joining from your side, team two?
Yes, sir. Actually, one of the team member is also joining.
Okay, Shivansh has also raised his hand. I have given access to everyone. So, team, so please note this is team two. So, team, you can try presenting your screen, and you can start when I mention. Okay, so before that, I'll just uh, brief how the session will go. So we have uh, 5-minute presentation. So immediately after 4 minutes, you'll hear a buzzer, which will sound something like this. Okay. So after that, you are expected to finish the presentation within a minute. After that, Piyush sir will go ahead and ask queries. So team, you can try presenting your screen now, and then when I mention and when you're good to go, I'll mention when you should start, and you can start accordingly. Team two, please. Hello, Piyush sir, am I audible?
Yeah, yeah. You are. Sorry, I was on mute.
Okay, 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 sir. So team two, please present your screen,
Yes, sir.
so that
Just give me a second, sir. Just we are
okay, okay,
presenting.
okay, okay. So team two is ready, I guess. So I hope you heard the briefing. So team, you can start in. When I say go, you can start. Okay. We have Shivansh,
Hello, sir.
Himanshu.
Actually, none of our team member is not have
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
access.
yeah.
His
I
name is
got.
Shivan.
I gave him the access, I guess. Uh, Please ask him to raise his hand again if that is a persisting issue. Uh, you don't need to start now. I did not. I mean, the time has not started yet.
Okay,
Okay,
sir. Sure, sure.
Shivansh. So please restart everything. I hope. Okay. So I hope we are on track now. All your teammates have joined. I mean, please stop this thing.
No, no, sir. Like actually, he's not able to like unmute her. He doesn't have actually mic access. Shivans.
Who doesn't have mic access? I
Yes,
have
Shivans
given him.
doesn't have the mic access, sir.
I have
Could
given
you
him
please take
access.
care of that?
I have given him access. Please ask him to try and unmute. Okay. Uh, all the other team members have the access, right?
Yes.
Okay. I'll just check once.
Actually, can you please add add Shivans as a presenter? Like
Yeah.
whenever
I did that. I did that just now. I think he has joined.
yeah, okay, okay.
Yeah. So you can present your screen again.
नहीं नहीं चले इसके पे आजा इसके पे आजा
Uh,
yeah that's a technical difficulties we are just sorting it out give us a 30
Yeah,
seconds.
yeah. I'll give you 30 seconds. Your time starts now.
Hi. So here we are, team two.
Uh,
So
just
am I audible?
Yeah, you're audible now. Please present your screen. I don't think it is presented.
Himanshu is presenting the screen. Himanshu,
Yeah, now it
can you
is
give us
visible.
some time? There's a lot of this mismatch in connectivity. Can you start the
Uh,
time now?
no problem. No problem. I'll start. I mean, I have not started the time yet. So I hope everything is working fine now.
Yes, everything is working fine.
Okay. So, Piyush sir, please note this is team two. So, team, when I say go, you can start. So, uh, are you good to go? I mean,
Yeah, we are good to go.
okay, fine. So, you can start in three, two, one, go.
Hello everyone. We are team two. Thanks for having us here. Hello. I'm audible.
Yeah, you are audible. We can hear you.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Hello everyone. We are team two. Thanks for having us here. Trading in cryptos have been very risky but highly rewarding. But we believe we have cracked the code for it. In trading, the fundamental idea is to build a strategy and bring odds to our favor. So, are you able to see our screen?
Uh, no. Can anyone else?
No, so please sort it out. Your time is already running.
Okay, just yeah. So in trading, the fundamental idea is to is my screen visible now?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yes.
Full screen. Full screen.
Can you start the time now? Everything is sorted now. Please.
Your time is still running. Please continue.
All right. So in trading, there's a lot of eco.
One of you guys, if you're in same room, one of you guys should mute yourself.
So in trading, the fundamental idea is to build a strategy and bring odds to our favor. So what we did was we used this fundamental things like win big, lose small. Like when it's not important that when we are right, it's not the major concern that whether we are right or wrong. The thing is how much we make when we are right and how much we lose when we are wrong. Then second thing was choosing the tick interval. So in tick interval, the major thing is that whenever we choose a small interval, there's a lot of noise. So for that, we use, say for example, we use EMA3 instead of price to smoothen out and remove the noise. Also, there were a lot of indicators, and we finally boiled down to a couple of them, to I guess 8 or 9, on which are all the 3 strategies are built. Now, the final question is backtesting sufficient? We believe probably not, because at times, even if we don't do it, the sometimes overfitting happens. So what is important is to break our data into say 1 year time, where we are basically building our strategy, and then keep a separate time frame. Where we are forward testing our strategy without back testing or training our strategy on it. So I will talk about this later. Let's move on to implementation. So in implementation, there were various things. Like the first major roadblock we faced was late entry and late entry. So what happens is, as you can see over here, that in this the uptrend started over here, but the indicator, say we waited for crossing up, for it crossing up, it gave a signal very late. So what we did was we went for slope rather than waiting for it to cross the zero line. So we made this via some blocks in the Mudrex portal. So that was one of the very key findings we had. Then next thing was we were missing. At times it was happened that we were not able to capture the whole uptrend. So we used indicators like Williams alligator to capture the whole uptrend, which where Williams alligator has a very unique property of smoothing out things. Like it uses SMMA instead of direct moving average or exponential moving average, which gives better signals. Uh, and also we use plus di greater than minus di for a longer period to capture the whole uptrend. The next thing was it was a case that we were having sometimes a streak of losses in downtrend. So what we did was we analyzed pro graph and saw that what is not which strategy is not helping us, and then we tweaked accordingly. Then another thing was when we reached to the end, we had many strategies clubbed together for buying and selling, but we wanted to analyze which ones are working and which ones are not. So for that we moved on to Excel. We got some pivot tables. We analyzed which have a good risk to reward ratio, which has more winning trades than losing trades, have a ratio of greater than 1.5 and all. Also, we built a formula for stop loss, that is mean plus 1.5 times standard deviation from rigorous testing. And in results, we used the backtesting period as mentioned over here, 1 year. And for forward testing, took this approximately bullish and approximately bearish intervals of March 20 to August 20 and September 21 to March 22. And you can see over here that not only our strategies performed well in backtesting, they performed well in forward testing as well. They performed well in forward testing as well. And here are the major findings that we believe that for building a good strategy, one should break down their strategy into three parts: bullish, bearish, and sideways, and trade
Team,
accordingly.
your time is done.
And here we are ready. Yeah, I'm done with my slide. Here we are ready to take our
Okay.
cryptos to the moon.
Okay. Thank you, team. So, you, sir, we are ready for questions.
Yeah. So when you say that you identified whether the market is highly bullish, bearish, or sideways, so how do you know, how do you decide whether the market is sideways or not?
All right. For sideways, we build this custom filter using ADX. Say ADX generally gives an indication whether we have a strong uptrend or there in the strong trend in the market or not in ADX greater than 25. But what happens is whenever we have a strong uptrend and it goes sideways after that, in that case, ADX takes a lot of time to go get back greater than 25. So we used tweak the period of ADX and we boiled it down to 7 or 8, which gave us very good signal that if ADX is less than 20 or say 25, then it's a sideways market, but with a smaller period, so that it is more sensitive to detecting that there is no trend present in the market.
Okay. And you haven't mentioned like maybe sharp or drawdown on any of these strategies. Do you know? Like for example, what was the
No,
sharp? Yeah. Go ahead.
yeah. So we did put major focus on keeping our Sharpe ratio as much as high as possible, and as far as I remember, they were in the range of 2.5 to 4.5.
Okay.
So that was the case. And in drawdowns as well, the idea was to basically say if market has a maximum drawdown of minus 40%, the idea was to firstly take it to minus 20% and then try that if we can even make profit in that bearish market.
Okay. So what was the drawdown actually for these any of the strategies?
It was
For
around,
example, in strategy one.
all right, so for strategy one, the drawdown was approximately minus 27%.
Okay. And what was the drawdown for
And
ADA?
for
For the asset that you were trading, ADA.
for
ADA.
ADA, it was I'm talking about ADA only. It was around minus 27%.
No, the strategy drawdown was 27%, right?
Okay, got it. It was minus 39%.
Okay, all
Minus
right. Then
39%.
then you did well. Maybe I think this is good. I think I don't have any
Yeah,
further questions. Thank you.
yeah, cool.
Okay. So,
Sorry for the. I would just like to add that sorry for that miscommunication in internet thing. Uh, it was some glitch. Thank
Okay.
you.
yeah. So, team, uh, those things will attract appropriate penalties, as we had mentioned earlier. We had given enough time to sort it before the presentation started as well. So, thank you for the presentation, team. So, you can stop
All
presenting
right.
as well. Yeah.
Thank you.
So, so next is Team 10. Team 10, if you could raise your hand, I'll give you access. Okay, I can see Varun. I have handed him. Arya and just a minute. Arya, Sujal, and Shiva. Yeah. So, sir, you said, please note this is Team 10. So, Team 10, you can start sharing your screen. Till then, I'll mention the modalities. So we have total 5 minutes of presentations. So after the fourth minute, we'll sound a buzzer, which will sound something like this. Okay. So after that, within a minute, uh, you are expected to finish off with your presentations. After that, Pusa will take up the questions for the next 5 minutes. Yeah, Team 10. When I say go, you can start off with your presentations. So I hope everything is ready. Can someone confirm?
Yeah, we are good to go.
Okay, okay, great. So, team, you can start in three, two, one, go.
Greetings from team number 10. Here is our presentation on Mudrex, our trading quest. We are presenting our presentation on our best spot. Coming to our slides, we considered strategies based on volume, momentum, trend, and mean reversion. We tried out different combinations of these strategies. We did not choose mean reversion over other strategies because cryptocurrencies are highly volatile and they have lower odds of reverting to their previous state. Our primary goal in developing this strategy was to detect strong buy and sell signals, resulting in lesser but highly profitable trades. So we used VWAP or volume weighted average price, a combination of price and volume, in conjunction with Hikanashi to filter out noises and make the candlestick more transparent. We chose ADI USDT as our asset and tick interval as 12 hours. Now let us discuss the indicators in brief.
So the first indicator we employed is Hikanashi Candles with a trend block. Hikanashi Candles is a time-based candlestick chart that eliminates market noise and is used to identify long and persistent trends. It smoothens out the chart, and if there are a few odd red candles in a bullish trend, it turns them green. We have used an increasing EMA to confirm an upward trend for buying and similarly a downward trend for selling in the trend block. We have used EMA as it reacts more quickly to price changes than the SMA does due to the additional weightage on recent price data. For calculation of EMA, we chose a period of 26, which is neither very fast nor very slow. A faster moving EMA would be susceptible to short term volatility changes and might give false buy or sell signals. At the same time, a slow moving EMA would lag enough for us to lose potential gains by generating a signal far later than expected. Similarly, a smaller trend persistence period would result in false signals, while a larger one might miss out on critical and profitable trades. So, a trend persistence of 3 seemed a right fit for our strategy. Since EMA is more sensitive than SMA and provides earlier indications, it is also prone to false readings for trend development, which brings us to our next block of VWAP process. VWAP gives the average price, with weights being the traded volume. It provides insight into both the trend and value of the crypto simultaneously. We use a crossover strategy with VWAP, where a fast moving average of 10 candles crosses over a slow moving average of 20. A short term moving average is faster as it is reactive to daily price changes. In contrast, a long term moving average is slower and lethargic as it encapsulates prices over a more extended period. 10 candle VWAP crossing a 20 candle VWAP indicates upward market and thus a buy signal is generated. VWAP is used as a check here with Hikanashi to confirm more robust trends and to avoid trading on false signals. We have also not used stop loss in this strategy because if a candlestick is large enough in a Hikanashi chart to trigger a stop loss, it will decrease the EMA enough to be countered only by 3 or 4 large green candlesticks and we would end up losing those profits. Similarly, we have not used take profit as we would like to ride the whole trend, but it caps the gain in each trade and decreases the overall profit of the strategy. We have arrived at the following results when we backtested our strategy on the Mudrex platform for 1.5 years.
One of our strategy's goals was to maximize returns by identifying big bull runs that we see in the market. We had gains of around 4,000%, which is more than the 3 times those of market returns. The graph demonstrates this. We took the purchase signal when the market was trending upwards. Furthermore, we had only sold the asset only at its peak. Our sharp ratio exceeds the known market standards, and our percent of trade wins exceeds 80%. The above facts support this argument. The average profit on trade was also around 23%, which is also good. Similar results were also observed on different asset pairs, namely XRP and Ethereum. Because as a goal was to capture larger patterns, the number of trades were on the lower side. A drawdown is somewhat more than expected, but it is to be expected when you are trying to ride on a huge profit. So here we conclude our presentation. Thank you.
Okay. Arun, can I start asking questions?
Yes, you're good to go.
Okay. Yeah. First of all, what do you think about this average exposure time, which is 1 month, 1 week, 5 day? Is it like low or high or okay?
Sir, it's
You
on a okay note because 1 month, 1 week, 5 days. At last, we want to make money from the market.
Yeah.
So, sir, here the exposure time according to us is good, neither less nor to more.
Okay. And if you look at this cumulative PNL chart, there is this huge flat line. Can you see it?
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Sir, this flat line is coming because at the peak, the reversal might have happened and the bullish signal does not have taken place, because since it is a bear market have must have started after the distribution phase. That's why the trade is not taking place. But at the bottom peak here, the accumulation would have taken place and the trend must have reversed back to the bullish zone. So here the trade takes place.
Okay. Another thing, this max drawdown is very high, and I have some ideas on how to improve it. For example, one of it would be this exposure time you will have to reduce. Otherwise, you will be exposed to much higher drawdowns in the future. Second thing, do you realize that most of the fixed deposits give about 5 to 6%, right?
Yes,
It
sir.
is 5 to 6% is about 0.5% per month.
Yes,
If
sir.
you get someone's money to trade and you let it be for a long time, it's actually losing you money, right?
Yes, sir. Sir, I have a point here. Sir, I believe that one coming to the crypto market is willing to gain high returns, because otherwise he must have put in a FD to get 6% returns. Here, I believe that we are making high risk, high reward strategy. That's why our max drawdown is bit on a higher side. But it can easily be covered up by the big returns made by the strategy. As the Sharp is greater than 2.5 and ROMDA, that is return over max drawdown, is greater than 90, it justifies the risk taken in our strategy. We tested this strategy on all three assets and it was giving almost the similar return. But it was giving almost the similar return. Here we believe the investor is the aggressive investor because he is coming to the crypto. He will not expose all his capital, but will take a few percent of his portfolio in the crypto for the higher returns.
Okay, I think that would be fine, Arun.
Okay.
Okay, okay. Thank you, team. So you can stop presenting. Uh, yeah, I'll be removing you guys now. So, team 17, you can raise your hands. I'll give you access. Harshit, I've added you. Added Nikhil as well. Uh, Added Akshat as well. Added Rachit as well. So, team, you can have some check if you want some mic check or something. In the meanwhile, I'll just brief you regarding the modalities. So, as
Hello?
you know, yeah, okay. Please do the mic check. Yeah.
Okay. Uh, if I can check also the presentation is working.
Yeah. I mean, you can have the presentation. I mean, you can try presenting.
Sure.
Okay. So,
It is visible now?
yeah, it is visible.
Okay.
Okay, so I guess okay, then I'll give a brief of the process we'll follow today. So we have 5 minutes for presentations. So immediately after the fourth minute, I'll sound a buzzer. So it will sound something like this. Okay, I hope that was audible. And after that, within 1 minute, you have to wrap up your presentation. After that, Piyush sir will ask you some queries if he has. So please start when I say go. Okay. So I'll wait for a while.
Hello?
Yeah. Okay. Please start when I say go. Okay.
Okay.
So 3, 2, 1, go.
Good afternoon, everyone. We are Team 17 and we are today presenting our strategy. So, first of all, we are presenting our Ethereum strategy, which we have tested on 1 day candles over 1.5 years. So the main idea behind our strategy is to classify the market into bullish, bearish, and sideways, and then make strategies according to the market condition. Initially, we were doing for bullish only, but it is not giving us the results which we want. So we have changed our idea and then included it. Now, yeah, we have taken different indicators and used it separately and found that they are good, but they are also giving very error. So to reduce the error and also reduce the noise, we have to use them in combination. So to take the trades, we have also used combination of indicators in our strategy. So that's our idea too. And in idea three is since we are only go long, in bearish and consolidating market, it is very risky to go long for a long time. So we have decided to just take 1-2% profit in that case and just quickly square up and get the profit out of it. So these are the three main strategies, idea of our strategy. Now implementation, we have these 6 implementation points. Like we have used 50 period EMA and ADX for classification, ADX for consolidating or trending, and then 50 period for bullish or bearish. Now for bullish market buying, we have included a combination of Ichimoku, Super Trend, Arun, CCI, Bollinger Band, and some candlestick such as engulfing pattern, hammer pattern, so that we can trade a well justified trade in a long bullish market. For similarly, for bearish market, we have used RSI, EMA, and super trend, and for consolidating, we have used RSI and ADX. Now, for selling the bullish market, we have to sell at a point where we get maximum profit. So, for that, we have to cross check with one or two more indicators and patterns. So, we have used patterns like shooting star, EMA, ATR, so that we can close off in a better position. Now in bearish market, since we have already said we will taking only 1-2% profit, so whenever we are getting that much of profit or we are getting a signal that super trend is negative, like is below the price, we are mostly moving on and we are just closing the trade. So this is the result. Like apart from this result sent by you, in our backtest, we have got some 8 score of Mudrex score of 8. Apart from this, our sharp ratio is around 2.93, and we have gone around 1000% returns in Ethereum. Uh, our max drawdown is a bit high, like it's around 35%, like minus 35%. But I know like it's high, but I will say we need to improve our strategy because it's not the best, but yeah, it is doing very well in the Ethereum market for what we have tested. And we are thinking that the entry and exit timing was maybe creating some problem, because like sometime we are buying 10% above from the dip and selling 20% or 15% below the peak. So this might have increased the drawdown and also reduced the profit which we have gained till now. Apart from this, like while making this strategy, while we are doing uh, like improving returns, our win percentage and sharp ratio going down, so we have to adjust that. So that's a very nice exercise we have to do during this. Also, we haven't used stop loss as such. By we have used ATR trailing stop losses, but not stop loss block which provided by you, because we are getting stop loss many times and we are losing trades one after another, because we are not able to like put a stop loss based on the price on which we are trading. Like so that was the particular concern on stop loss and take profit, which we need to improve and like which would like to incorporate. And also like we are not able to draw support and resistance line to trade, but overall like our strategy is giving great return with great sharp ratio and with more than 80% of winning trades. So we think our strategy is good to go, and our Mudrex score is also above 8. So yeah, I think it's good. Uh, Thank you
Okay,
for
okay,
giving us the opportunity.
okay. So thank you, team. So, sir, Piyush sir, I think we are good to go with the questions.
Okay. So you tried to categorize the markets as bullish, bearish, and consolidating, and also you mentioned a lot of indicators.
Yes.
What was the average tick interval which you were working with these indicators?
Uh, can you repeat like what is the?
What tick intervals were you using? Like you were
Uh,
evaluating these
yeah,
indicators
yeah.
at let's say 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes.
Okay, so we have like try basically like finally we have submitted for one day, but before one day we have tried for 12 hours, 6 hours, 5 minutes and 15 minutes. And we have seen like the individual indicator might have given better results in some particular time frame, but when we are like filtering the noise and combining them, it's giving better results in long term. In short term, it is giving random results.
Okay. So I would also like to say that you did categorize it as bullish, bearish, and consolidating, and it seems that you are actually not trading a lot in the consolidating market, is it?
Actually, like what might be happening, like since we have not seen the test cases, but in our Mudrex, like where we are back testing, in consolidating market also, like we are taking good numbers of trade, like in like since maybe like consolidating market may not happen very soon, because in cryptocurrency like volatility was very high, so consolidating market are not very common.
So vol is if you look at the consolidating markets, right? So the volatility will not drop down a lot. For example, if BTC volatility is around 80%, in consolidating markets also you would see that the volatility is around 60 to 70%. It doesn't drop down very much. So there is
Uh,
still scope to actually trade very actively in consolidating markets. It's just that you cannot take exposure for a long time. You haven't mentioned like what was your average exposure period?
okay, so our average exposure period is 1 week, 55 days.
1 week, 5 days. So maybe 12, 13 days was the average exposure period. Okay, can you go back to that screen uh, of results? Okay, largest losing trade is fine. Average loss, maximum realized. This is interesting. Maximum realized drawdown is only 6.28%. Like, was this from the beginning or like
Uh,
um
Here, like maximum realized drawdown.
yeah,
Okay,
minus
no, no,
6.28?
no, no. Look, like our drawdown was like initially like this is a 8 strategy. We have like also got a strategy with 9 score, but in that strategy we are not winning trades and drawdown are high. And then we have improved upon it and we have bring down the drawdown, and then we like settled on this particular strategy.
Okay. Still, realized drawdown is low, but the actual drawdown is very high.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
lose
Like
about 36% of your capital before you. Uh,
I have mentioned that, like, as I have mentioned, our timing, like, sometimes we are like just like exiting after like 20% or 10% after the peak. So that is hampering our drawdown. So that one thing which we like really looking forward to improve.
Okay. All right. I think this is great. Good job, guys.
Thank you. So I think like if you have any question, like we are open. Like,
Yeah, I think I'm done.
Sir,
okay.
also
Okay.
I want to add that like in our nine score strategy, we had that monthly loss making months was nearly 5.93%, and also the maximum drawdown, not realized, maximum drawdown was 21.94%, I guess. But we were struggling with the Sharp ratio and the number of trades.
What
That's
was the
where
what
we
was the sharp?
Sharp was around 2 point. It was around 2.5 plus. Like I don't
Okay. So
recall exact
if, if
number.
if you're so first of all, if your sharp is above 2 and your drawdown is around 20%, it's a great strategy. You
It's
so drawdown is a big metric, right? You understand that when your capital falls by, let's say, about 10%, you will have to make, like, uh, in recovering that capital, you won't recover that with just 10% returns, right? Because your capital has already fallen by 10%.
yes, sir.
So drawdown is a big metric when you are trading. When whatever investor is investing money in your trading systems will always look at drawdown because he's worried about his principal capital which he is investing.
Yes, sir.
So drawdown is a big metric, and you can overlook sharp if it is above two. If your drawdown is like around 20%, so it's nice.
So, okay.
Thank you.
Yeah. So, sir, we are done with the Q&A time as well. So,
Okay.
I think this was it from the team side as well. So, thank you,
Okay.
team. Thank you,
Thank you.
team. You
Thank
can,
you.
yeah. So, the next team is team 11, I guess. Yeah, team 11. So, team 11, you can raise your hands. Yeah. So, uh, I am handing over the mic to Shashwat. Handing over the mic to Vineet, Swapnil, and Nilay. So, hello. Guys, you can try presenting the screen. So, in the meanwhile, I'll just go go ahead and give you a short brief of the session. So, as you know, we have 5 minutes of presentation. So, immediately after the fourth minute, there will be a buzzer. It will sound something like this. Okay. So after that, you are expected to finish your presentations in 1 minute. Uh, and following that, Piyush sir, uh, our uh, our panelist from Mudrex, will go ahead and ask his queries. Uh, so if you are ready, team, you can present your screen. And if you want to do any checks or something, you can do. If you want, I think there won't be an issue because all of you have turned on your cameras.
Right.
Uh, yeah, the screen is visible.
Yeah.
So,
Shall we start?
no, 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 please wait. So, I'll mention when to start. When I say
Right.
go, you can start.
Right.
So, I hope everything else is on track.
Right.
So, okay, okay, fine. So, uh, sir, we'll be starting now. Three, two, one, go.
So, good afternoon, panel. We are Team 11. So, let's get started with our journey with Mudrex platform. Firstly, we tried out some basic technical indicators on the Mudrex platform like MACD, RSI, SAR, super trend, and moving average crossovers. And we detected that specific strategies worked well in specific trends, like moving average crossovers were good in bullish trend, MACD was doing great in consolidation, and RSI in bearish. So we then decided to combine these strategies using a trend detector And we used moving average crossovers and ADX to create our trend detector. Also, we used reference blocks to combine our strategies. But as you can see, the individual results of the strategies were very good, though the final results weren't so good. And upon looking on the prograph, we discovered that the reason for this was a lot of false trend detections. So we then decided to rely on the technical indicators to do the trend detection implicitly. And we use different combination of technical indicators in this set of strategies. Then on the Mudrex platform, we got a good result, but on backtesting, we discovered that we were slightly overfitting the test data. So we then decided to move on to even more simpler strategies and using moving average crossovers as the core of our strategy, because moving average crossovers were able to capture trend better than any other trend indicator. Also, we combined moving average crossovers with volume box and ADX for moment confirmation, used percentage gaps to avoid false trend detection, especially in the consolidation market, and use time block to prevent from staying in a trade whose momentum has already died out. Now, Swapnil will be taking over from here.
As Vineet just explained, towards the end of our journey, we were leaning towards using relatively simple strategies and using combinations of common indicators. So, what we did was we used Python to fine tune the parameters and values for these indicators. We tried to find the most reliable values, which may not actually be the best in each and every test case, but they were reliable in the sense that they would work decently well in almost all market conditions. So we did this to prevent overfitting, and we did this by backtesting on various assets, various time periods, etc. So we finalized on these three final indicators for our bot submission. The first one was a simple 510 SMA crossover. We used this to generate our basic signals for entering and leaving the trade. Then we used a volume 3-5 crossover for having momentum confirmation. Finally, we added a time block to our strategy to ensure that we exit the trade before the first pullback occurs. We wanted to reduce our exposure time so that we may decrease our drawdowns and improve our Sharpe ratios as well. So if you can see, this is in a nutshell our strategy. It looks really simple, and trust me, it works really well. So for the buy signal, we simply use a AND statement, and we only buy when the SMA gives a positive signal along with volume confirmation. And for the selling condition, we simply sell when either the SMA gives a sell signal or when the time period has elapsed 20 candlesticks. Now I'll just go over an instance where our strategy seemed to work really well. So if you look closely in the top left corner of this picture, we entered the trade because there was positive momentum and the SMA 5 was greater than SMA 10. In the middle of the graph, we exited the trade, making a profit. We exited it at the right time. And before entering the trade again, we looked for momentum confirmation. When we confirmed that there was positive momentum, we entered the trade again and then exited it at the top right corner of the graph at the right time, like booking a profit. So this was an instance where a strategy seemed to work really well. And trust me, it worked really well on many instances. So over to Shashwat now.
We got our best results on ADA, wherein we get almost 40 times return in bull market, and in bear run as well, we are profitable. Some of the limitations that we faced are we could only go long, so had to take trades against the trend in the bear market, and there were candles which were huge downfall, and we couldn't exit the trade before its closing. Also, indicators are by default lagging in themselves, hence the exit at entry points were not proper. We worked our way through these setbacks by optimizing our parameters, learning to take trades against the trend, and also choosing the right indicators. In conclusion, it's strange how the simple things in life go on while we become difficult. Thank you. This was Team 11, and we're open for questions.
Yeah, thank you, team. So, Piyush sir, I think we are good to go with the questions.
Okay. So you guys tried SMA, right? So do you like? Did you also try EMA as well?
Yeah, we did. And actually, we tried a variety of indicators. And what we found is MRT indicators, like mean reversion indicators, like Bollinger Bands or let's say VWAP, are not working as well as momentum indicators like SMA or EMA.
I'm just wondering why SMA and why not EMA.
We actually ran our backtest to variety of combinations for crossovers and crossing down with all the possible permutations and combinations for like SMA, EMA, EMA, SMA, 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 EMA, EMA. And on the backtest, we found that SMA is working the best.
And there
Okay.
was one more reason that like the crypto markets are highly volatile. So as EMA is more sensitive to the price, it many a times it occurred that only due to noise, the EMA entered or exited a trade prematurely, while it may have been a profitable one. It may not have entered the trade. This was
Okay.
prevented by or corrected by using SMAs. So yeah, as
Okay.
Charles was said,
That's
our backtest proved that SMAs were in fact better than EMAs. Yeah.
fair enough. Uh, this 510 crossover, did you also experiment with this periods like 510, maybe 720 or something
Yeah,
like that?
actually, we experimented over many different values. If you can see the screenshot in the top right, we experimented with multiple candlestick frames, multiple values of SMAs, EMAs, and this 510 we found out it was really reliable, even if it's a bear market or a bull market or a consolidating one. It really works really well. Some of the other values they seem to work really extraordinarily well in some market conditions, but they fail miserably in others. But the SMA 510 it was a perfect match for our requirements.
Okay.
Also, SMA 510, the reason was like mostly trend reversals happened within the range of shorter tick intervals, like shorter candles. Within 5 to 10 candles, the trend reversals happened. So using 510, like using shorter ones, was useful in entering the trades and exiting the trades faster. Like we weren't getting a too much of drawdown because of that.
Okay, so entering and exiting a trade faster, which brings me to the question like what was, do you remember the average exposure time? Like how long were your trades open?
It was around for 7 minutes because we have used like 20 minutes indicator time. So it was just around 7 to 8 minutes that the average exposure time was.
Okay, so that 7 minutes is a very short period of time. So in that short period of time, you would expect the strategy to actually trade a lot, right?
Yes,
What were the number of trades per year or any month, or if you remember?
like it was around in thousands. Like
Okay, okay, that is a decent number. 1,000 is a decent number. Still, so I think the biggest issue with your strategy would have been the drawdown. It seems very high, don't you think?
actually, we were taking more aggressive trades,
Okay.
so that we could like beat the market by marginal amount. So like taking some drawdowns and then beating them again, that was our main focus. The main focus was to get maximize the returns basically.
So the thing is,
Also, yeah,
yeah,
please
go ahead.
continue. Yeah, so we try to reduce our exposure time in order to reduce our drawdown
Yeah,
using
Yes.
so
time,
the
right?
thing is, if the drawdown is high and your exposure time is like less than 10 minutes, like 6 7 minutes,
Hmm.
it seems that way you were taking a lot of wrong calls consecutively, right? So this drawdown of, if the drawdown is around 40%, this won't happen in 5 6 minutes, right? This
Uh,
will have to happen consecutively wrong calls.
yeah.
Yeah,
So
sure.
the way ADA behaves is, if you see, Ethereum behaves like a blue stock. Like if you draw an analogy, Ethereum behaves
Yeah,
like a blue chip stock in stock market, right? It doesn't
yeah,
go that aggressive in bull run, or it doesn't come down that aggressive in bear run. On the
yeah.
other hand, ADA or XRP, they go very aggressive in bull run, and they come down very aggressive in bear run. So what we
S-
wanted to
uh,
do is we wanted to capture that momentum, that move, right?
yeah.
That's
S-
why we come up with that
yeah.
technique.
So team, I think
Also, just to add, on Ethereum we have very little drawdown on Ethereum. Like it was around just 10 to 20%.
Okay, all
With
right.
so
yeah.
that
I
was why.
mean, okay.
Like there
So
were some outlier candlesticks in
please,
ADA which like
yeah.
reduced a lot in a
Please,
single candlestick.
please
So
stop.
okay.
Please stop. The time limit for the Q&A is done now. So thank you, team. I hope you sir also asked his questions. So thank you, thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, team 5, please raise your hand.
Hi, Arun, how many teams are left?
So only two teams are left, team 5 and one more.
Okay, all right.
Uh, okay, so I can see only Priyanshu, Vikrant, Anmol, uh, and Amrit. Yeah, I've given the access to everyone. Can someone confirm if that's the case? Please confirm if everyone has received the access. By the time one of you can try presenting the screen, if I mean, just to check if that's available. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, yeah, okay.
I think
So,
Amrit and Anmol are not in.
okay, just a second. Please ask them to raise their hands again.
Sure.
Okay. I've given them the access. If still it's not available, I'll give them specific speaker access. Just a minute. Yeah, I've invited the other two people as present. Sorry, as speakers. So, can someone try presenting the screen? In the meanwhile, I'll just give a brief of the process that we'll follow today. So, yeah,
Yeah,
uh,
just 1 second.
yeah, you
Like they're
can.
the ones who will be presenting, so that's why they need to be in.
Yeah, they are in, I guess. Aren't they? I have given them speaker rights. Yeah, both of them are speakers now, Amrit and Anmol.
Hello. So there is no option for them to present or
Okay,
unmute themselves.
okay. I'm removing them and I'll try adding them again.
Okay.
Uh, yeah. So now can they try to please? I mean, Amrita and Anmol, can you please try unmuting yourself?
They're saying that there's no option for them to unmute.
Uh, okay. This should not happen. I think there might be some technical issue with AirMeet. Uh,
Um, okay, wait.
yeah,
I'll check up with them. Just a second.
I have given mic access to Anmol and Amrit. So uh, please ask them if now they are able to unmute or something. So okay, we can try this. Please ask them to refresh the page, and join again. We'll wait till then. Pius, there is some technical
Okay.
difficulty, so let's wait for a while.
No problem.
Amrit and Anmol, please try refreshing the page and joining again. We'll wait.
Yeah, I've asked them.
Okay, okay. Yeah, I can see both of them again. I've given the mic access to Anmol and Amrit. So, can you try unmuting now? Is it not possible even now? So, there might be an issue if they are joining from some specific. Uh, please try joining through Google Chrome. If
Yeah,
that's
we're
not
on
the
Chrome.
case, okay. So I don't know what is the issue. Uh, can you two try presenting? I mean, are those two people the main presenters?
Yeah, one of them has to present.
Okay, okay, okay.
So, yeah, just give us a bit more time.
Mm, sure, sure. I've given the mic access again. Um, okay, I'll do one thing. I'll remove Priyanshu. I mean, can you tell me which people are to present mandatorily? Priyanshu or
I have to be here, Amrit has to be here, and Anmol has
okay,
to be here.
okay, okay, okay. So I'll try removing Vikrant,
Yeah, okay.
and I've tried giving access to Amrit. Okay, it is still not happening. Mm, so give me a minute. I'll get back to you on that.
Yeah, sure.
So Amrit, do you have the mic access now? So I don't know what is the issue. So
Um, just a second. What you guys can try is maybe drop the presentation here. Maybe I will walk along with you if you present like on your local device.
so I mean, they are saying that two of them have to be. Two of them have to speak as well. So that is not happening now since
Are these guys not in the same hostel or sitting somewhere together?
so probably not. I'm not aware what
Okay,
is their
all
status.
Can we do one thing? If there's another group after us, like, can they present before us and then we
Yeah. We
figure out
can arrange
them?
that. Yeah, please figure something out by then. That is a mandatory requirement. I
Okay,
was
sure.
about to suggest that only. So,
Okay.
Vikrant, please lower your hand. Since Team 5 is facing some technical issue, we'll go ahead with the next team, which is Team 18. So, Team 18, please raise your hands. Team 18, please raise your hands. Does Team 18 also have an issue? Uh, yeah, I can see Tarun. Uh, I have added him. Tarun, okay. Yeah, I'm
Hello.
guessing you are able to
Yeah,
unmute.
Rahul,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
आके hand raise करो. Hello. Am I audible, Arun?
Yes, yes, yes. You are audible.
Can you
So,
wait for a moment?
sure, sure, sure. We can wait for it. I've given access to Rahul as well.
Yeah.
Tarun,
Rahul is
will there
from
be
my.
anyone else?
Am I
Yeah.
audible?
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, fine.
So, is anyone else joining?
Yeah. I'll let you know in a moment. Just a second.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Tarun, is anyone else joining?
Can you wait for a minute? Some people are joining. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I can wait for a minute.
Okay, okay.
Piyush sir, sorry for this delay. This was unforeseen from the team's end, but then,
Yeah, sure, no problem, Arun.
yeah. Yeah, I can see Kanish Verma.
Yeah.
Uh,
You can give me access.
yeah, I gave him access.
Okay. So
Anyone else?
from here, no, will be three. So from here, Rahul Raj and Kanishk will be leading the presentation. Or
Okay,
is
okay.
there anything else we need to follow?
Yeah, so you can try presenting your screen. Uh, so by then I'll just give a short brief about the modalities that we'll be following today. So as you know, we have a 5 minute presentation.
Wait, Rahul Raj, you can present the screen.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
sure.
I mean, yeah, you can present at your leisure, but I'll brief. So
Yeah.
okay, so after 4 minutes, a buzzer will sound, which will sound something like this.
Okay.
Okay. So after that, you are expected to wrap your presentations within a minute. So after that, Piyush sir will go ahead and ask some questions from your presentation, and then we are done. Okay.
Yeah.
So please go ahead and present your screen. And when I say go, you can start. So, is anyone presenting?
Yeah,
Yeah, I am present. Am I audible?
yes, yes, you're audible. Present.
Okay. I hope the screen is visible.
Yes, yes, the screen is visible. You can
Yeah.
go to the presentation slide.
Yeah, this is the
Okay,
presentation that we had prepared. So basically,
okay,
this
okay.
is the we are using the Mudrex for platform for
Please wait,
making the
please wait.
trading bot.
Please wait, please wait.
Yeah,
So, first thing you have mentioned IIT Dharwad. This was not
yeah.
allowed. This will attract penalties. So, no, you please don't change now. Please
Okay,
don't
okay,
change now. Okay. This is just for your information. And please start only when I mention go. Okay.
okay,
So,
okay.
okay. So, I hope you are ready with the presentation.
Yeah,
Uh,
sure.
okay. So, three, two, one, go.
Okay, so we had used the Mudrex for the making the trading bot and all. So basically, we are giving an intro. We have developed an algorithmic trading bot on the Mudrex using some standard chat patterns that we came across while trading, and the number of the indicators we had used to generalize or maximize our profit in even the worst condition when the market crashes. That's all. And then the parameters and indicators that are used in the trading bot and design I had mentioned is that Bollinger Band, RSI, stochastic, and in fact some more of them we had used, and these are the stochastic oscillator we had also used, and in parallel with the super trends. And then the Bollinger Band period that we had used is the 20 period, and the output that is generating is the moving average we have taking that, and the standard deviation is 2 from its mean path, and then this is the exponential moving average we had used. And then the RSI that we had used is its time period is for 14, and the operator is greater than, and 80-20 time frame that we had used for the upper cut and lower cut line, so that if the chart pattern, if the candlestick, if the line is below the 20, then we had did for the buy call, and when it touches the 80, then we started the sell call. Okay, and then MACD we had used, and MACD majorly consists of the three lines: signal line, and MACD line, and histogram. Histogram basically depicting the volume and all. Regarding that, we had uses the settings for the short period of 12, long period 26, and signal is 9, and EMA we are using exponential moving average for it, and exactly it is denoting the history of the candle. And then we are using we have used the two strategies of the MACD. First one is that one, and the second one we had only changed the time period of the 16 and 14. Incorporated with that, we are generating the profit at the worst situation also. So super trend we had used to minimize our short term losses, and then its factor is somewhat around 5, and the time period is somewhat around 20, and candlestick it is applied on the candlestick pattern. And then super trend, another second super trend strategy is the factor 3, and the super time trend period is 10, and that is what we're using. Sometimes in spite of using the candlestick, we are using the Hikanashi candle pattern for that. And that's all for from my side regarding that. And by using these indicators, we are generating the profit in the worst situation also, and in the good market condition we can maximize our profit using this board that we had made. And incorporated that, we had uses stochastic oscillator in parallel to MACD also for making our long-term loss profits. That's it from my side.
Okay. So there are no performance metrics here. Can you?
Sir, let me just confirm. Is the presentation done fully? Uh,
I
there was
didn't get you.
only.
Can you repeat it?
Uh, did you finish your presentation? Is it
Yeah,
done?
yeah,
Okay,
done,
okay,
done.
great, 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 great. Okay, okay, sir. Piyush, sir, you can start.
Okay. There are no performance metrics mentioned. It was just indicators. So I get like you used a lot of indicators, but like what was the iteration or performance iteration done when you were experimenting with these indicators? Like, uh, how were the bots performing?
Yeah, the bot is performing like that when we are using this indicators and or to generate the buy and sell call to maximizing our profit in particular market situation. If there is if it is present, then we are using those indicators for that.
Yeah, but what was the performance like
Yeah, performance is somewhat around is greater than 20% profit we are generating.
per annum?
Not per annum. Sometimes it is on a time frame of the 3 months. Also, we are generating a profit of somewhat around 20%.
Okay, and what was the drawdown for that period?
The max drawdown
26%.
is okay.
The max drawdown was
26.
26%.
Yeah.
Okay, and what were the assets you were trying with?
ETH USDT.
And do you remember the average exposure period?
It was 1.5 years.
Average exposure period was no, not the backtesting period. Like how
Okay.
long was a particular trade open on average?
Um, it was around 4 to 5 days.
Okay, 4 to 5 days the trade was open and the drawdown was
Yes.
about 26%. It is good, but the sharp would be quite low with 20% returns, right?
The sharp was around 1.8 and 2. The,
Okay. Okay. I think that's not bad. That's very decent. I think that's it, Tarun. No more questions here.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Okay, sir.
So
Okay, sir. Thank you, team. Thank you.
okay.
So,
So we should leave.
yeah, please. I removed one person by mistake. Sorry. Thank you, team. Thank you once again. Okay, I'll remove the other
Okay.
two as well. Bye.
Okay.
Yeah. Now we have team five again. Team five, please raise your hands. I've handed mic to Priyanshu, Anmol, and Vikrant. So,
तुम रहेगा फिर से
Amrit is not there. So,
Yeah, Amrit is just joining. He's refreshing.
okay. So, Anmol, your issue was sorted, right?
Yeah, it's sorted.
Okay.
So yeah, just hang on.
If Amrit has joined, please ask him to raise his hand soon.
Yeah, Amrit is
Hello.
in. Amrit is in.
Okay. I had
Am
no
I
idea.
audible?
Yes, Amrit, you're
Yeah.
audible.
Perfect.
So,
Just
okay. Yeah, so one of you can share the screen, please. In the meanwhile, I'll give a brief of the thing that will follow. So, we have 5 minutes of presentation and 5 minutes of Q&A. That after the presentation, Piyush sir will take the Q&A. So after 4 minutes, there will be a buzzer which will sound like this. Okay. So after the buzzer, you are expected to wrap up your presentation in a minute. So when I say go, please start the presentation. I hope everything is ready. So, 3, 2, 1, go.
good afternoon, everyone. We are Team 5, and today we are here to present a long only mid frequency trading strategy on Ripple, Cardano, and Ethereum. Quickly starting with our approach, we bucketed the indicator universe into 5 categories: momentum, trend, volatility, reversal, and volume. So the next step is to analyze the best performing indicators for each asset. We did this via analyzing price indicator correlations, asset-based patterns, using the historical OHLC data. We then developed a machine learning-based model using XGBoost for feature extraction, providing us with the most powerful indicators for particular assets. Further, we evaluated the trading frequency, analyzed indicator signals, and evaluated charting patterns via pro graphs on Mudrex platform. We analyzed signal confirmation and thresholdings to tune the parameter. Now, finally, we did a post-trade analysis to find trade attributions, evaluate efficiency of signals, and micro-analyze trading signals for false positive and buy-sell signal correlations. Then we evaluated this strategy on different timelines and market conditions to avoid overfitting. Analyzing these backtests using our own logs, we concluded to our final strategy. Now, moving on to our main strategy.
Based on varied market conditions of uptrend, downtrend, and consolidating, we first make an attempt to detect the market. By using higher tick intervals, we check the market movement and volatility on a long-term basis before diving into it. Our strategy uses all kinds of indicators in oscillators, moving averages, and stochastics to check out price trends, trend reversals, as well as breakouts with volume. In addition to maximizing returns being our priority, we do not compensate with risk aversion. Since the strategy can be long only, we try to detect a bear market on a daily or weekly time frame and correspondingly strengthen our sell signals to decrease market exposure time. As mentioned earlier, our strategy conditions include identifying price trends, breakouts, trend reversals, in addition to volatility and volume-based indicators. Trends are primarily identified on Ethereum and Ripple using crossovers of different EMAs and super trends. They've used different time periods along with a confirmation in ADX and close signals. Trend reversals add up to a major proportion of our strategy. Starting with Ethereum, we first use a higher period DPO to identify a long-term uptrend or downtrend, followed by a shorter period DPO to complete capturing reversals. Another reversal used on Ethereum is the Arun oscillator integrated with EMA. The only indicator used in all three assets is stochastic RSI, where the crossover of K and D are merged with the indices of commodity channel and money flow, along with Arun oscillator. On Ripple, KST and PPO, which are both momentum oscillators, they work with MFI and ADX, again for trend reversals. Volatility-based indicators, we've used Keltner channel, Bollinger Bands, plus the combination in a custom squeeze momentum indicator by Lazy Bear, which is pretty popular on everywhere. Operate with awesome oscillator and ATR. Lastly, volume-weighted average price on different periods crossing each other on confirmation with stochastic oscillator has worked really well on Ethereum.
Now coming to our results, the descriptive statistics for the results are shown in the table. On backtest, each of our strategies returned a Sharpe of greater than 3 for last 1.5 years. Similarly, we tried to maximize the risk-adjusted returns. Now coming to the trade attribution, further to micro-analyze our strategy, we did the trade attribution of our logbooks using the Mudrex platform. We analyzed each buy-sell signal individually and separate and standalone cumulative performance of the alphas along with the correlations. As you can see from the graph, we did a returns to drawdown trade-off graph for all the buy signals. The size of the bubble indicates the number of alphas generated by the strategy. The next step is to determine the overfitting. So based on the testing results, we observed that the strategies are prone to overfitting. So we created multiple backtest samples on the platform based on different market conditions and evaluated the score. We further analyzed the performance across multiple trading frequencies. And finally, to make the bots more robust, we tried to increase the alphas by making the strategy more generalizable and reduce the exposure time. Finally, the graph in the slide shows the average PNL for each signal that we use for analysis. Similar analysis was done for all strategies until we reached the final strategy. After analyzing all the results from backtest and our own log results using Python, we were able to filter alphas that was generating efficient signals, trades having less profit to drawdown ratio, and having low exposure time than an average profitable trade. With this, we conclude our strategy and we are open to Q&A.
Okay. This is very good. Yeah. What year are you in? Which year are you in?
So we are final year undergraduate students.
Okay, final year undergraduate students. Okay. Can you go to the first slide where you were discussing on filtering the assets and yeah, this one. So you say asset profiling, indicator price correlations, asset-based patterns. Can you explain this further? Like, what was the like? Was it just price correlation or return correlation, or what time period this correlation was tested at?
Yeah, so we did it for multiple cases. First was the price correlation with the indicators, that is the standard approach. Then we
Okay.
tried to correlate the entry exit signals with the indicators. So for price correlation, we can just observe one candle or two candles like that. But detecting entry exit signals using indicators is one thing that we found very reliable and could give us the perfect entry exit signals for a longer period of time. So generally, what other studies do is they check one candle and try to predict using the previous candle. But we found this approach of determining new entry and exit signals simultaneously to be more reliable and performed well during the analysis. So based on that, we used a machine learning model that could determine the feature importance of the indicators to find perfect for basically timing the market.
Okay, so this was done separately, right? It was not done on the platform.
So we analyzed the pro graph on the Mudrex platform to get an initial idea. Then we
Okay.
plotted the indicators, and based on that, we then went to TradingView as well as coded our own results using the open source price data to just to get the exact values. So all three of these approaches were involved.
Okay, can you go to the next slide? Not this one. Next. Yeah. So here you are trying to map both trend and reversal. So this EMA come up and EMA cross up, cross down on EMA. Was this like, how did this do? Just the basic EMA crossovers?
So the
Like,
crossing over of like it's basically the time period of the one which crosses up is lesser than the time period of the one which is above it, and that basically means that uh, the
no,
trend is upward. So
yeah, how was this like? What was the basic performance of this? Like, you combined this with other things, right? Did you just try
yeah,
this
we
on?
tested this on multiple confirmations, and we chose ADX as the best one which worked because ADX, because EMA is literally showing the trend and ADX shows the strength of the trend. So that's a good confirmation there.
Okay, all right, that is great. Next slide, can you go to B and C? Okay, so this was strategy two, and the results. Yeah, go to the results. Okay, so XRP, you have a good return. Sharp is also very nice. Profit factor is also very nice. Winning streak is okay. Drawdown is also nice. Do you remember the exposure of these trades? Like, how long were they exposed?
So for all the three strategies, our exposure was less than 1 day.
Okay, less than 1 day. And what was the tick intervals for these? Like, what tick interval were you trading at?
So yeah, we were trading on multiple tick intervals. For XRP, we used 1 hour and 1 day. For ETH, we used 90 minutes, 4 hours, and 1 day. And for ADA, we used 1 hour.
Okay. And you classified this bull market, bear market, and consolidated market results. How were these classifications done?
So the
Yeah, so this
classification.
classification was done based on uh, using a 1D ticker interval and basically just checking, as we say, death cross in cryptocurrency. When the death cross happens, it's basically SMA 50 crossing down SMA 200. That means that's the start of bear market. And but after detecting this on the 1D ticker interval, I've used the normal tickers, like normal in the sense the ones which were mainstreamly using, like 1 hour or 4 hours, to confirm sell signals along with this. So this basically strengthens our sell signals, especially in bear market.
Okay, but you do realize that these SMA crossovers are all lagging indicators, right?
Yeah.
So
So in addition to that, we use confirmation signals as well, just to see whether the signal is strong enough to classify it into bull, bear, or consolidating market.
okay, all right. I think that is enough. What is your team number?
We are team 5.
Okay, all right. I think I'm done.
Okay, so okay, thank you, Team Five. I think we are done with all the presentations,
Yeah,
which
thank
was
you
scheduled.
everyone, and yeah, thank you so much for accommodating our issues with the internet connectivity. Thank you very
Yeah,
much.
sure, no issues. So I would take this opportunity to thank Piyush sir for taking his time on a Sunday to come and evaluate. I mean, come and see all the presentations. That is. So thank you, Piyush sir. Thanks a lot from the organizing team side. Uh, I think we can wrap up now.
Yeah, thanks Arun for organizing this. Well done.
Thank you, sir. Bye.
Bye.